easily access them. I had one student who could not stay in her body.
Hey folks, how's it going today? What I'm going to talk about today is Ed's 49 Chevrolet that I've had way too long. There's been way too many delays on it, on my part and the owner's part. Things called life. But let me show you some of the things that I've been able to do. Building this hat, this structure that goes between the wheel wells, has always been something that I wasn't quite sure how to do. I knew what the end state was, but I wasn't sure how to get there in the best way, because that's some big steel, that's some thick metal, wider than any metal brake out there, to bend it, to get it to shape. So I'll just talk about it now for a couple minutes.
Was making a lot of effort to teach her who she was.
So let me do one thing first though. Let me go in here and turn this down a little bit. Even though it's good stuff, it's probably more worthwhile to listen to that than listen to me. But I'm going to just talk about the car. So this right here is that hat structure that the last guy didn't build, but I did build it finally. It's I think I said in the previous video, it's like 14 gauge sheet metal, and I made the pattern and put it over it, you know, out of paper. So it's 3 pieces, 1, 2, and then the back piece. This piece right here, I had to cut it and separate this piece from the other 2 in the back to open that up. And then I welded in that piece of angle iron right there on top. Welded it in here to the sides of the wheel houses, and up here on the bracing, with these 3 braces, I welded those into the hat itself. And the transmission tunnel, I tied in that back part. Nothing's ground down yet, so you need to dress it down a bit, clean it up, and welded that in, incorporated it in. And here's the underside, right here. Now you see the 2x4s in there. Those 2x4s are lodged in there. I cannot remove them, but I'm about to remove the body, or at least loosen the body here from these motor mounts, not the motor mounts, but the body mounts, and remove it an inch or so to allow only one pad. Only one pad is utilized on the car. I confirmed that with Chevys of the 40s, and I'm going to go ahead and raise the body up and put one pad on all the mounts, tightly affix the body to the frame, and put the doors on. I've got one more door to finish working on. Put the doors on, hood on, and I'll start getting that stuff put together. But let me just show you underneath here. That wood, when the body comes off, I'll pop the wood out. But the wood was there to set the parameters for, you know, just the spacing. You know, the spacing between the structure that is built here, the frame hat structure, and the sheet metal. So I scored the metal here to allow it to bend, and I bent it all by hand on the table. Butt welded it onto the floor, and I just made these caps here for the struts there. I'm not sure, maybe I might reinforce this by welding something between them over to this part, and also I've got to make a piece of floor to go in here on the car itself. So there's several things to do on the frame. Remember this part right here, I had to fix and modify that. So the body will come off eventually, and the frame I'm going to put back in the rotisserie. Tend to any final welding on the bottom on the frame, and then take the frame out to get powder coated in the semi-gloss black. Excuse me. This right here, I've got to do that part, you know, tie in the hat to the wheelhouse, and I've got the piece right there to do it with. And this part right here will be just like that, tied it in, or tying it in. grinding welds down, dressing welds down. That's all part of this process also. You know, to me, details really matter. They really do. So it's always good to get it right up front. It might take a little bit longer, but the end result is always, from my experience, that it holds up over time. And that's what I'm looking to do, make it happen. Now here on these seat, I've got to weld in a bracket on the bottom of the where the bolt hole is, to make it stronger. You know, to make the seat more reinforced into the body itself, the floor pans. So it's coming, folks. It really is. It's coming along. It's just so much to do. There's so much to undertake. There's so much to, and it even blows my mind just how much time it takes, the resources it takes. It's blowing me away, because I came into this as a hobbyist, you know, for my own things. But it just takes way longer, way more money than you would even expect, even I expect. So, no hard feelings, folks. I know there's some people out there that have encountered, you know, the hostage crisis of a car in a shop. I don't do that. I don't hold any cars hostage. I did one time for a guy, the Torino guy, because he didn't want to pay. You know, I had justified hours, justified work, but you know, I told him on day one, dude, it's going to be a lot of money. He didn't want to believe me, and when it approached that number, he got mad. He got mad at me. So I was like, okay, you know, when you pay me, you can come get your car, or I'll just own your car, no problem. So anyways, folks, I gotta go. Things to do. Enjoy the video and be happy. Look up. Be proud, but not cocky. But be happy. Be good to one another. That's the thing I try to do. Don't take any wooden nickels unless it's from Jimmy and Kathy down at Use Guys Philly cheesesteak place. They're really good, folks. See ya. Cheers. Bye bye.